All right, back for another beer review, and today I'm reviewing yet another beer from the Finback Brewery, and they're out of Queens, New York, and this is their Dematerialize. So this is an American IPA, comes in at 7.8% alcohol by volume, no IBUs listed, and the time of review, this can is just over 6 weeks old. So, on the can, they say IPA dry hopped with Amarillo, Citra, and Mosaic hops. That's all you need to know. Really no other info on this beer, but does there really need to be? Probably not. I really dig what Finback does of the beers I've reviewed on my channel. Most of them have been pretty damn delicious, so hoping this one follows suit. I would have liked to get to this a little bit fresher, but when I picked this up, I had so many hop-forward beers that this kind of got lost in the shuffle. So it's like 6.5 weeks old. Probably not the most ideal ideal freshness for this beer, but at the same time, we'll live. We'll get through it. So that pours out like so many of these New England style IPAs. It has this honey orange color, pretty murky, about 1.5 fingers of an off-white head. Not really compact or creamy looking, kind of like soap sudsy. Plays the role. Let's get a nose. Ooh, that's really nice still. Ooh, almost got like a huge like blast of like orange and tangerine. That Amarillo is the first hop listed. I don't know if they're using the mostly Amarillo with some Citra and Mosaic, but Amarillo's coming through pretty strong. And then there's nice Citra and Mosaic characters. Really getting a nice soft blueberry note, like an undertone. Peaches and apricot. Like a nice peppery mango skin as well. There is like a nice base, like crackery / bready malt component too. Probably partly the time on this one, you know, being almost 7 weeks old, almost a couple months. The malt's coming forward a bit. This is 7.8%. They call it a regular American IPA, skirting the lines of double IPA territory. A lot of places, once it hits 7.5, becomes a double IPA. A lot of places say 8. I guess they're one of the places that say 8, but regardless, it's approaching that territory. Yeah, this is like a fruit bowl. There's just, again, peppery mango, a lot of orange and tangerine, a little bit of like lychee as well. And how can I forget? I went back and those soft blueberry notes are there too from the Mosaic. Yeah, it smells pretty good. It's not like super complex or whatever. It has like 4 or 5 different fruit characters with that crackery, bready malt component, but it smells pretty damn tasty. So cheers, everybody. Ooh, this is a bit more bitter than I anticipated because there really was no bitterness on the nose. Like I couldn't really smell if there was going to be like something to cut that juiciness. Yeah, so right up front, a lot of like orange and tangerine, soft blueberry, a little bit of that peppery mango. But as it passes through the palate, there is this like herbal, almost grassy note that I wasn't getting on the nose that's there. And then it finishes relatively dry and moderately bitter. (7.8%), a little bit thinner than I would like. It's probably medium to lower side of medium body. It's not watery per se, but it doesn't drink like an almost 8% double IPA, which is fine. I'm just saying I wish there was a little bit more because it's almost drinking like a 5% beer in terms of the body. Slightly soft, slightly soft, slightly smooth. There's a bit more carbonation that I'm accustomed to with these types of beers. But as you can see, it's extremely drinkable. Yeah, I'm digging that bitterness, but at the same time, even though I didn't say the nose was all that complex, I was actually, it's not super complex. I think the taste is a little bit less complex. Could be the age on this one. But again, 6.5 weeks, still should be, I would assume, slightly vibrant in the characters. That said, it's a pretty damn good beer. It's just not, wowing me or blowing me away. Yeah, I can't complain about this one at all. For being over 1.5 months old, I think it's drinking quite well. I do dig the bitterness here. It has a good balance to the beer. If you're a fan of like older school West Coast style IPAs or just a fan of more bittering IPAs in general, you'll probably dig this one. Although I think fresh, it probably would be a little bit to the sweeter side of things. But for me, I'm digging the balance. It just isn't overly complex, and there's nothing that's kind of blowing me away. So as far as rating goes on the Dematerialize from Finback, I'm going to give this a solid 4 out of 5. It's a damn solid IPA, nothing wrong with it, but probably one of the more lax offerings from Finback for me personally. Just something that isn't, most of their beers are an explosion of flavor, and this one, it's good, it just doesn't have like the overwhelming intensity that a lot of their beers have. Again, could be on me for being 6.5 weeks old, could just be the beer in general, but regardless, 4 out of 5 is a good rating. So appreciate you guys stopping by for another review. Till the next one, cheers.